Yo, 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 welcome everybody to TCR, Trinity Competitive Racing. We are here for the Golden Class tonight for round number 10 of the Bahrain Grand Prix. And we are in Season 12 as always. And alongside my commentary booth tonight is none other than Blend Machine. How are you doing tonight? And what are we expecting for the Bahrain race here tonight?
Hey, Seafreeze, nice to be alongside you here today. It's really cool to be in the COCOM seat for once. But it's Bahrain. I mean, it's a track that most people are really good at. If you look at the time trial times, like I was this week when I was practicing, everybody from silver to platinum, we're about half a second away from each other in time trials, which is unheard of. So it's a really cool track. It's a lot of good corners. It's fun, but it could also catch you out any second. So if it's if you're looking for some sort of prediction, I'm saying there's going to be probably a safety car or two here tonight.
Yeah, usually Bahrain is our opener to the season, but this season it's round number 10. So we get some nice action we usually see in the first round. We're getting it later on, which I'm not complaining about at all. It's going to be another night race. Last week was another night race. It was at Singapore. It was Silent who pretty much classed the field. I mean, he had a really nice performance right off the start. He split the 2 on the front row, and his pace just drove him right to the victory. So he cut down the gap in the championship between Bats Plus and Silent down to 24 points. Silent moved up to second place. It's 130 for Bats, 106 for Silent. Chargers only 3 behind. He's got 103. Just Jose, remember last week he had that DNF. He had an incident with, I believe it was Perry the dog, and that took him right out of contention. He was on for some good points. He's also on the grid tonight. And in 5th, rounding it up, would be number 76 points for Latope. And those 5 would be the drivers going to the All-Star race next week. We have it at the newly added Portimao track. And if these top 5 drivers can stay in the top 5 at the end of this race, they will be elected to represent the Golden Class. So good luck to all those. Some drivers right behind would be Good at 65. He's only 11 points back. Fire Up 62, Got Any at 52, and there's some other ways to get in as a wild card option. So that's going to be interesting next week. But yeah, we're live on both the Twitch and the YouTube, so we thank you all for coming in and supporting TCR here on a Wednesday night. It's Blend Machine and Seafreeze tonight, and we'll be taking you all through tonight's proceedings. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Well, we got 12 minutes left in qualifying. We see some mixed strategies, Blend. What do we thinking? Soft tires? We thinking mediums? Bahrain?
I'm sure
you could do a few different things.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a couple of drivers that are definitely going to get through into the top 10 on those medium tires. I'm guessing, maybe 1 or 2 will keep them on at the end of qualifying, but it's going to be interesting to see. And Bahrain, yeah, you can do one stop from a soft to a hard. You can do mediums to hards. You can do a 2-stopper, depending on how the race goes. I mean, there could be safety cars and incidents, and it could play into the hands of some people playing, the alternate strategy or a 2-stop. It's really a track where anything can happen, and it's a really good track for, for the drivers, for battling, for overtaking. I'm super excited for this one.
Yeah, last night we had, I believe it came down to a distance between first and second of, I think, 6/10. And that was between Camden Luca, who's been trying to get his first win here in TCR for a few weeks coming. He's crossed the line multiple times, but either a penalty or an incident always took him out of contention as Chargers goes provisional half a second over the Ferrari. But he was able to get the first win, I believe, last night in silver over Sir Charles. So that was good for him. So congrats to Camden if you're listening. And hopefully the race comes down to that close. It's usually a very tight one with the long straights. You got 3 DRS zones and some tricky corners.
Oh, Captain Blade went for a spin there on the exit of turn 12. He was actually purple through Sector 1, and he was bound to be purple in Sector 2 if not for that little moment there. So he's now trying to avoid a McLaren of Silent there, and Silent, I think, is about to be finishing up his first hot lap. But yeah, just wanted to bring that up there.
Yeah, Captain Blade, he made his debut last week, actually in the commentary booth, as Silent actually bailed on that lap. He's going to come into the pits. Yeah, Captain Blade, he made his debut in the commentary booth last Tuesday. He also did a great job last night. And he also did a good performance last Wednesday, getting his in his first race, P3. He grabbed himself a podium, and if it wasn't for a safety car late in the race, he probably would have had second, because he did have a 3-second time penalty for the corner cuts. And with that penalty, with the safety car, it brought it all together, and he did lose that one position, but still a great performance, and I'm impressed. So he's down in 12th at the moment, but it's still early days, only 9 minutes left.
Yeah, just noticed that El Capitan is here tonight, and so is Captain Blade. So now we have the battle of the captains, I guess, El Capitan and Captain. Let's see which one of them prevails, but for now, El Capitan sitting in 8th place with the soft tire with a 128.7, and Captain Blade did that one lap, of course, had that little spin with the medium tires, so that tire is probably going to be worn out. I'm guessing he's probably going to go on a soft once again. Watching Jones right now, who's preparing to go on an out lap, and he's currently sitting in 4th after pretty much a really nice, comfortable banker lap. I'm sure there's going to be more in his tank.
Oh, absolutely. He's sitting P4. He came off another rough week as Captain Blade goes P6. We'll go on board with Jones starting a lap here. Yeah, it's been a rough few weeks for Jones, but I'm confident he's going to bounce back. Bahrain's always been a good circuit. It's usually a good circuit for a lot of drivers. I guess a lot of drivers tend to like this track. Personally, it's not my favorite. It's actually, I think it's kind of boring. As far as driving, I think it's not so exciting. But as far as the racing standards, the racing is fun, I guess. If you like the DRS and the slipstream, and for us commentators, it'll be interesting. But how was it last night for you, Blin? And do you enjoy the Bahrain circuit as a driver?
Yeah, personally, I'm also not a huge fan of this track, but it's an easy track, I would say, and that's why a lot of people are quick around here. There aren't too many, complex sectors, or I would say there aren't too many complex corners in one sector altogether. They're all sort of spread out, and the corners of the sectors and at the ends of them. So it's a pretty easy one to get around pretty quickly here. But this year, especially with the curbs being so aggressive, there's a couple of curbs that you pretty much cannot touch. And also the tire wear this year has been definitely increased on this track. So it could be a different one here tonight. You never really know when you can lose it. I lost it on the last lap after recovering back up to 4th place. And look at that. Jones goes up 127.0 up into 2nd place.
Yeah, it's a 1-2 right now for Williams. I like this group. I think they got a nice setup going tonight. Chargers just marginally behind it. Jones just got it by 100th. Chargers is also on a lap at the moment. He's been Mr. Consistent in this championship so far this season. He's sitting P3 with, I think, 4 or 5 podiums, but no wins. He has not got the top step of the podium. Maybe today would be the day, sitting P3. Some of the other competitors are down the order. Silent and Just Jose are 13th, 14th. I don't see Perry here tonight, so that's going to be one less competitor to worry about. But yeah, Silent and Just Jose still in the bottom half.
Yeah, and Perry also lost another position last week because of the penalty that he got. I think it was with Just Jose with that incident that took him out of the race. Got a penalty point to his name and a 5-second penalty as well. Dropped him down from P5 to P6. Promoted Lataupe to P5 though, so he got an extra couple of points there. but it's a pretty tight championship right now. I mean, comparing it to Platinum class, where you've got, you know, one person who's really running away with it, and the other drivers kind of battling it out between themselves. I think in this one, it's still a really open one for the championship. Bats Plus leading it for now, but Silent isn't that far away, so it's Chargers. Just Jose could come back with it again. We don't know what's going to happen, so yeah, this could be possibly a turning point. Only about, what is it, 5 or 6 more races to go?
Oh, Silent, nice lap there for P2. So he's just marginally off the first position. Yeah, well, there's 5 more. We got 15, 10 of 15 tonight, so yeah, 11, 12, 13, 14, we got 5 more. I had to do the math, is correct. Next week we go to the All-Star race, so the drivers have an opportunity to have a little break, have some fun. Then we come back for the TCR Grand Prix for Platinum. It's going to be held again at Brazil. But the silver and golden class, they get the feature races. So that's going to consist of pretty much, I think the format's finalized now. There'll be an announcement for the drivers, but it's a one-shot qualifying and a 25% race, and then there's going to be 2 rounds of that, and it's pretty much half points rounded up, so we can avoid the 0.5s and all, make it easier on the eyes. And last year we did a similar format, but we had the 5-lap heat races, but we thought it was a little too much lobby back and forth, and just too much in one night. So it's going to just be 2 25% races, and that's going to shake things up. Last season was the first time we implemented that, and we get to see it again in about a few weeks' time at Brazil. So that's going to be interesting to shake things up in the championship.
Yeah, the All-Star race is always really exciting, and so is the TCR Grand Prix. All of that is still to come this season. I can't really believe that it's all coming up so quick. But yeah, those are really events that you don't want to miss out. So if you guys are watching for the first time, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel so you stay up to date on everything that we're doing. But yeah, if you're watching, thank you guys for tuning in. It's going to be a really good race here for sure.
Yeah, and keep some comments rolling in. I haven't seen any come in on the YouTube side of things, but we definitely enjoy the comments, bring in the questions. It's going to be a nice race, and we like to hear some feedback and comments throughout, so keep that coming. And if you know anyone that might be interested, tell them, hey, the TCR Golden Class race, it's about to start in a few minutes, so send them the link and say, hey, you got to watch this start, and I bet you they won't regret it. It's going to be a good one, depending on how this grid is lined up. God, and he just went 6, so Ferrari 6-7. Also, I'd like to take an opportunity to welcome back F1 Racer. He is not qualifying, he said tonight, but he's one of our previous silver class champions. He actually I don't know, I think he took the championship away from Ublin a few seasons ago. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I think it was season 10.
So you're hoping he stays in the back.
Yeah, it came down to the wire there, right in Mexico for the finale, and yeah, I mean, he fully deserved it. He did an amazing job. I think he also missed out on a couple of races at the start of the season, so he was coming into it with a little bit of a handicap, but he managed to do an amazing job. I got into a couple of incidents that season that were really kind of stupid mistakes for myself, really bad qualifying as well, so I kind of, you know, gave him the championship, so to speak, but he did an amazing job. He also did pretty good last night in silver class. I think he was practicing for the golden class here today, but let's see what he can do.
Yeah, well, you have an opportunity to get a championship this season. You're doing well in silver, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, really hoping for it. I've also been go-kart racing this year in a league not too far away from my house here, and I think I was somewhere around second place the last time I saw the standings, so I'm going for my championship race this weekend, hoping that I can possibly get another championship there as well.
Whoa, TJ's out. AlphaTauri, AlphaTauri right into the wall. That's going to cost us a little bit on the budget. He was on the medium tire as well, the only driver, at least currently, that fitted them. And now we got a minute left in qualifying. Everybody's warming the tires up. And we're going to ride, let's see, Bam Bam's finishing one, I think. Nope, he's going to start one. So let's ride on board with Bam Bam. He's in 6th, and then we'll, oh no, he's going to abort. So let's ride on board with Silent. He's going to start, and then when he finishes, we'll go down the list. So Silent gets to the line. I don't know how many seconds. Oh, the 20 seconds, so it's going to be tight for a few of the drivers. Down into the hard braking in turn 1. It's a really difficult track on braking. You could lose a lot of time in the braking zone. You got to be aggressive. You got to be comfortable. That was turn 1, a big braking. You come here to turn 4. You can use a little bit more of the track. TCR tonight, we're using the regular corner cut rules, but stewards will be keening in on a few track limits. But Silent doing pretty well so far. A little bit of an S section down to a hairpin, easy to lock up. You could see all of the braking on the rubber laid down on the track, and down to one of the trickier corners of turn 10, I believe it is. Very hard to keep you want to kind of keep your car straight as possible. If you turn it a little bit, you could definitely lock and potentially spin. You go down to another DRS straight, to another deep braking zone. A little bit of an S section here, all throttle. Keep the car stable. You need a nice setup to go flat out through that. And he's a purple middle sector for Silent. Down another straightaway. No DRS on this one, but if you could stay a little bit close, you'll get a good opportunity in the race to set yourself up for the front stretch. And then out of the last corner, Silent to the line. Let's see if he takes pole away from Bats, who's in the pit lane. Yes, it does. So provisional for Silent. We're going to go down the line. Oh, Captain went.
Yeah, so Bats actually spun it on the last corner on his hot lap, coming down to the line with those 20 seconds to go as Silent was starting his lap. So Bats, unfortunately, was not able to complete that lap, and that allows Silent to jump into the pole position.
Yes, and I was on board with just Jose. I was wondering where he finished. It was P4, so he was able to get onto the second row. And yet again, another impressive performance by Silent, taking the pole position. And it's going to be a nice, I mean, you look at the top 5, top 6, top 7. I mean, anyone could really win this tonight, Blinn. Like, the difference in speed is not too much, only a few tenths here and there. So it could really come down to anybody, and we've seen on a regular basis that it has been like that. I don't know if anyone's won back-to-back races this year. No. Nobody has won. No, that's silver. I'm on the wrong championship, Blinn.
Yeah, in Golden, nobody has won 2 in a row either.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And how many did Passassin win in Platinum in a row? I think it was 5. He was going for
5
6.
in a row, yeah.
But then he got the penalty.
He technically got the 6th and the 7th if we would have counted the 6th, but he then got a penalty, and yeah, so it's technically dropped down back to 1 win now, but he won 5 in a row.
Wow. I wish I was that good, you know. 5 in a row, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, so I guess right now it's all going to be down to strategy for these drivers, because of course we had some qualifiers. I think there was one person that made it through into the top 10 on the medium tires, but everybody else is going to be starting from those softs. We did see last night a couple of attempts to go from the soft to the hard tire, but then of course we had that late safety car. What do you think is going to be the best strategy here tonight?
Oh, it's always been a tough one. I personally, well, I haven't played this game much, if not at all, and especially on the strategy, so mine might be a little outdated, but I've always liked the one stop. I've always liked putting like soft to hard and just kind of not having to pit again, because I never liked the two stop. I think you put yourself in a more you back yourself into a corner a little bit, I think, because you know, you increase a chance for speeding in the pit lane, or if a safety car comes and you know, you get off sequence, or then you have to pit. you know, a second time, and then you get back into traffic, and you know, there's a lot of variables to that. So I personally would just, you know, if I was Silent or Bats, get off the line good, get yourself a gap, and put the hards on and see where, you know, see where it goes. But the two stop's quite speedy around here too. The pit lane's quite short. You get in, you get out, and it allows it to be good on the two stop. And the tire wear is pretty rough, so I don't expect these drivers to last too long, and the difference between the tires will be quite big as well. So I don't know, it could be, let's see what tires everyone's starting on, and then and we'll have to do prediction here soon. I don't know, where's all these buttons? Oh, there we go. So the top 11 is on the softs, and then 12th on backs on the mediums. So for the soft runners, that's a good thing, because there's not many drivers to kind of deal with when you make your first pit stop. You only have 4 drivers out there, so you kind of hope you can get yourself a gap to where that's not an issue. But now's the time on the formation lap for those watching. Put your top 3 predictions down below, and you got to do them now, otherwise they don't count. Blinn, I'll start with you. Your top 3.
All right, let's take a wild one here today. I'm going to say that Captain Blade is going to win, with Bats Plus in second and Silent in third.
Wow. That's a good pick. I like Captain Blade. He was impressive. But I'm going to go with Silent. I think he's going to be the first guy to do a back-to-back, a little Billy-to-Billy, and he's going to get a second win in a row, and potentially increase the gap, and maybe even you know, get very close to that championship leading coming out of Bahrain into the off week. So we'll go with Silent. I like Chargers for second. He's going to be Mr. Consistent. And I think Just Jose will bounce back in third. Hopefully he gets himself onto the podium.
Yeah, this should be a really good race here. We're going to be doing 29 laps around this track, 5.4 kilometers, 3.3 miles for one lap. There are 3 DRS zones on this new layout, so it's going to be... And get ready.
As the drivers line up for round number 10 of the Bahrain Grand Prix here for the Golden class, we'll ride on board with Just Jose in the Alpine. He'll be starting 4th. And the lights are coming on just about now. Freeze with the call. And away we go. Everyone's got an equal start. Bats a little bit of a wheel spin. Captain Blade's going to go on the outside. Silent should be clear into turn 1. And everyone behind Latote makes it 3 wide in the back. So Silent from Bats to Captain, the Chargers, and everyone looks to be pretty clean. Anything in the back that we have to worry about, Blinn?
No, F1 Racer gaining a couple of positions there right off the start. Got any Weeb, Latope, and Bam Bam also gaining positions. It looks like Fire Up Flow is having a little bit trouble off the start here.
Yeah, the Ferrari is very close. Fire Up looking on Bam Bam into the hairpin. But apart from, it looks, that's probably one of the cleanest starts I've ever seen at Bahrain. Usually people go down the inside and make it 3, 4, 5 wide, and boom, everybody's out. But an impressive start. Now we could get to the race. Everyone got past the first corner on the first lap. Now it's just about settling in, do your race, and let's see who's got the pace. So Silent will be leading the way, and then it'll be a few laps till we get that DRS, and then all the overtakes will start to happen on track. Or
looks
not.
Like Latope. Yeah, maybe Latope might be lining up a move here on Jones. Jones kept position on the start. Latope gained the position, and he's looking right up the back wing of Jones right now, coming down the straight into turn 1. No DRS yet, so not quite enough. But under braking, he was gaining a lot of time there. I was thinking he might go for a move down on the right-hand side, down the inside of the corner, but using a little bit of his battery on the exit of the corner to try and keep up, because now he's got Bam Bam on his back wing as well.
Yeah, it was weird. Jones was, I thought he was up higher in the qualifying. He was, at one point he was 1-2 with bats, and he started back around 7th or 8th. We have a spin, and that's going to be fire up in, I think, El Captain. Yeah.
Yeah, fire up flow went around. El Capitan, I think, had to just slow down for that, but fire up flow was battling it out with Bam Bam and Latope, or somewhere around there, so I'm not exactly sure how that happened.
Yes, those are 2 less cars in the DRS train. At the moment, if we got it right now, everybody would have DRS for the most part. Oh, Bam Bam going a little wide off track. Collects himself.
Just Jose is looking at Captain Blade with the DRS now enabled. This second DRS zone, or the first DRS zone on this lap, is actually has its own.
Watch it! Oh,
Just Jose, I think, got too excited
it.
there. Got too excited. He was really looking for that overtake in that DRS. But I was gonna say that the point at which it decides if you're gonna have DRS or not is right on the entry into turn 1. Which makes it really, really interesting, because for most tracks on F1, what you get is a point that is somewhere, you know, before the last corner or something to come onto the straight with DRS. So when you actually get DRS enabled, you have to wait until the next lap to actually have it enabled. So on this track, they will have DRS right off the bat.
Yeah, it almost makes it so you don't even want to make the overtake, because if you make it, then the next guy will just have it right behind you. You might as well just wait like that extra straightaway, which I'm happy they put that extra one in, because even in real life you see, you know, we've seen Verstappen and Hamilton make some moves over there in closing laps. I think it really sets up a nice overtake opportunity, and the way turn 4 is, it really allows for some nice wheel-to-wheel. He's got Bam Bam on the taupe. He thought about it, then he had to slip back into the slipstream. Dreamsy had a disconnect, and that's going to be bad. We have a battle for the lead. It's going to be Bats taking the lead on the front straightaway. Like we talked about, let's see who gets the DRS. It's going to be Silent. So Silent's going to open the DRS. He might even slip back and go for the lead. Nope, a little too far back, but we've seen at other tracks that Bats and Silent, they work together in these opportunities, which is smart. They use the DRS, and they pretty much go back and forth every single lap. We've seen that, I believe, at Italy or some other straightway DRS zones, or Austria, I think it was. So you might see that more here today, as they're outside the DRS zone for Captain Blade.
I'll tell you what, Dreamsy's disconnected car is really causing a lot of trouble right now. Jones had a tap on the back of the car when he was trying to overtake. Right now, Bam Bam is doing everything he can to try and get around that car. And you having a giggle is having to slow down because of everything that's going on in front of him. So this is a little bit crazy. Oh, we have a yellow. It's like the 2 and 3. Did somebody go around there?
Who is it? Who is it?
It looks like
Captain.
It's an Alpine.
Oh, it's Alpine, and I think it was Captain Blade as well. Or he lost a few positions, because Captain was up in 3rd. There might have been some contact, or maybe a avoiding of a spin. But that's going to promote Chargers and Jones 3rd and 4th. We did not quite get it. Latope going to take advantage of this.
Yeah, this is already turning out to be a very crazy race. We've got overtakes and battling all over the place. Bats Plus and Silent battling it out for the lead. Chargers about 4 seconds behind them. Jones a couple of seconds behind, now promoted up into P4. So Jones there was in 7th, now in 4th, doing a pretty good job. And if he can keep it together and start closing some time up on Chargers, he might get a podium here tonight.
Captain Blade right on the back of the taupe, trying to re-overtake. Yeah, it's weird. Possibly, I know in that corner that either Just Jose went off or Captain Blade. We don't quite know exactly. The tires at this stage, if you don't have the correct setup, you couldn't just lose the rear end very easily. So maybe that was an issue. Sometimes the tire temps also have an impact, depending, like I said, depending on your setup, or even if you're too close to the other car. Or even if you hit that inside curb, sometimes that'll spin you around. So there's a lot of variables in that corner. Usually in Bahrain, we see almost every time we come here an incident in the final few corners.
Just Jose is going to be super close here on Captain Blade on the straight with the DRS enabled, using his battery as well. He's going to try and go for 2 overtakes here on Latope into turn 1. They're going to be side by side through there. There isn't much space there on the exit, but it turns into the inside for the next corner, and Just Jose just slips right on the inside there. He's not going to have the DRS right now. Latope will, so Latope is going to come back right at him into turn 4. And looks like Just Jose manages to keep it in front. They're still going to be side by side through the S's. Oh my goodness, that is super close.
Man, they were like 3 wide almost every single corner. And they were going to go through the S section as well. Man, good stuff. And Captain Blade, the biggest loser out of that ordeal. Just Jose claiming back what's his.
Yeah, this is not over yet, though. I mean, this is a huge DRS train going on from Just Jose all the way down to F1 Racer in 12th place. And all of them have DRS on each other. All of them are following closely. They're pretty much on the same strategies with the exception of a couple of people. So this is turning out to be a great race here. Oh, and same TJ is out.
Yeah, he was at that corner I was talking about. And that's a safety car. So our first one, we should have done a prediction of how many we were going to get, because I know Bats Plus would like that. A few drivers coming in, and crucially, Silent and Bats, they missed the pit entry because of when the safety car came out. It allows everyone else behind to get an opportunity to switch those tires. Jones is going to put those mediums on. I see Chargers and Just Jose putting the hards, going a little long ball, maybe to the end of the race. So I wonder if Silent or Bats, will they come in at the end of the lap? They're going to lose a lot of positions. This is going to promote, if they do come in, it's going to give Godani Weeb, who's on the alternate strategy, he would get the go-ahead. But Chargers and Just Jose, Jones, everyone else behind will get track position. So this is a tough situation if you're the top 2 leaders.
And it looks like Latope and Captain Blade earned themselves a 5-second penalty for severe collision. It happened right on the entry into the pits, but unfortunately I wasn't on board with them, so I'm not sure who was in front of who and who smashed into who. But I'm sure they're going to be submitting that for review for the stewards to either remove the one or keep the other, depending on who was at fault there. But that's not going to help out neither Captain Blade nor Latope for now in the race. And especially if they are planning to make another pit stop in this race, they're going to have to serve those 5 seconds. So that is really, really going to hurt them in this race. But back to your point about Silent Bats and Godani Weeb, I mean, yeah, they caught up in a very interesting situation here, especially Godani Weeb on those medium tires. Everyone else behind them pitted because they were just in the perfect... Oh my goodness, Captain Blade and Latope. Latope was wobbling around seconds. There.
You get a 5 seconds, you get another 5 seconds, and you get another 5 seconds. Everyone's getting penalties, and it's just the 2 of them.
Oh my goodness, Captain Blade drops down to P12 because of that. Luckily he doesn't have damage, at least not visually, but geesh, that was unbelievable.
Yeah, he's going to come in and probably he's going to serve 1 of those 5 seconds. And he gets another one speeding in the pit lane. Oh, Maron. Yeah, that just didn't... not a good sequence of laps from Captain Blade. Yeah, he's going to serve this one here. And once you serve it, he can't remove it. So... he's stuck with those penalties for the most part, at least for that one. And oh, here we go. Silent
Yeah,
and
but
Bats went into the pits as well. They're going to be down in 12th and 13th.
And this also means that Latope is going to be out there on track with 10 seconds of penalties to his name. That is going to be quite difficult. Even if he does come in again, he's only going to be able to serve 5. So he's going to be in the same situation as Captain Blade. He's on the medium tires. Those mediums could possibly make it for 20 laps, but they're not going to be very happy at the end there. So, yeah, the whole field gets neutralized. They're all going to be stacked up together again. We're just going to get more craziness right off the restart.
Yeah, and this opens the door for Chargers and Just Jose. You remember, Jose had DNF'd last week, and he was quite frustrated on how his season has been going, which I don't blame him. He was just had an incident a few laps prior with spinning off the track. You think the race goes down. Now the safety car put him right back into the mix. Chargers as well. He has not yet gotten that first win of the season, and these two are in the championship contention, so they can gain significant points if the other two, you know, stay sort of where they are. Now they're back in traffic. They're under pressure. You know, let's see if they get any damage, which will really cause an issue.
Jones!
Oh!
Jones was trying to warm up his tires, overcooked it, spun it around. He did tap the wall, and he's missing a piece of his front wing, and the safety car is coming in right now, and we get restarted.
Wow! Oh man, both Williams at the back, and then they were at the front. Chargers going for the move in the first. Yeah, he's going to go for it. Down the inside on the Ferrari. Those cold, hard tires, he's going to set himself up for turn 4 if he can get the traction. No, the mediums in the Ferrari still are quite nice, but that Jose's quite close as well. So nice getaway. It'll take a lap or so for the hards to warm up. They're, especially at this stage, they seem quite cold.
Yeah, I'm sure God Any Weeb is just loving this right now. He is 11 positions up from where he started. His tires could possibly still take him to a one-stop race here, and this safety car just pretty much allowed him to extend his stint on those medium tires and save them for a few laps. So he's in a pretty good position here, considering Just Jose is the only other one on the hard tire. So I'm guessing that everyone else is going to have to make another pit stop to switch over. Oh, we also have Chargers on the hard tire. So Chargers and Just Jose matching up that strategy. But Latope, you having a giggle, Bam Bam, F1 Racer, Fire Up Flow, those guys are definitely going to be pitting one more time.
Some moves here on the back. Silent already up to 9th. He's making some inroads in getting back to the front of the field. Captain Blade on Dreamsy. Dreamsy's letting everybody go. I wonder what his problem is. And, Giggle on Latope, turn 1. The Haas and the Red Bull, they look quite similar with this livery, and that's going to open the door for Bam Bam. DRS still disabled with the safety car. Bam Bam's looking on Latope. Nope. Has to sneak in there, and that brings F1 Racer 3/10 behind. Jose's close to Chargers. Everybody's close.
Yeah, we're not even halfway through the race. We already had the one safety car. I'm guessing we might possibly have another one, because, you know, this is one of those tracks where you just take it an inch a little bit too much on the curb on a couple of the corners here, and it can throw you right out. So it could be very interesting. Now, we don't have DRS enabled just yet. We will have it on the next lap, and somebody like Just Jose right now, he's got way more pace than Chargers and God Any Weeb. He's just itching to get through there.
Yeah, well, I just noticed Bam Bam's on the soft tire, so he's the quickest guy, or you would assume. Oh, he goes off track there. Yeah, watch it, Bam Bam. That's twice already. Let's keep it on the track, baby. He's got the soft tires on, so he's looking on a move on the toe. He should get the nice traction out the final corner. No. And DRS should be enabled now. Yep, there you go. Jose on Chargers. This would be for an effective net P1. Jose's looking for it, but no, he sneaks right behind, very close to the back of the Mercedes. And that gives Chargers an opportunity to close in a little bit more on the Ferrari, who still has to pit.
Yeah, you having a giggle is actually closing up to Bam Bam, so I'm not sure if Bam Bam is just burning his soft tires a little bit too hot right now. Oh, as we've got a battle between Latope and Just Jose as well in front of them. That is crazy. Latope is not waiting around, and Just Jose needs to defend that position, but Latope still has a 10-second penalty, so this is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, you know, you would think it's easy to overtake around Bahrain, but not when it's a train. It's actually very hard to overtake because everybody is just has the DRS and quick down the straights. It's hard to get close to somebody, and you would really need a dive down the inside. I think turn 1 would be everyone's greatest option, but they all can't dive at the same time. Only a few drivers can have that opportunity. So I mean, we've seen now the DRS is now enabled fully, so we'll get on the front stretch here. Oh, it's going to be good.
Weeb fakes it. He was faking a pit stop there, but nobody took it. Charger's going to go down the inside into turn 1 now on those hard tires, making those work really well for him. Just Jose is going down the inside as well on Got Any Weep. Didn't quite work out for him just yet, but he's going to have the DRS now. He's going around the left-hand side. Is he going to go for a move on Chargers into turn 4? Looks like it's going to go down the inside, but he had to back out of it just at the last moment there. Got Any Weep now trying to re-overtake again around the outside, going into the S's side by side, and he gets the position. Just Jose, though, comes right around him and gets the position back.
Here comes the Haas, Latope. Man, the Ferrari probably should have pitted that lap. He's losing position left and right now. Ooh, very close in the 10. A little bit of contact, still contact between the Ferrari and the Haas. Oh, he almost got into the wall. He was slipping on the tires there. Here comes Bam Bam. Yeah, the Ferrari should have pitted. He faked going into the pits, and he probably should have just turned right, because now he's losing time in his own race.
Yeah, he's lost a bunch of positions on this lap right now, and if he pits now, he's pretty much going to be right at the back of the pack. It's going to be a very tough race for Got Any Weep to recover, and that's why I was saying during the safety car, it was a tricky situation for him. He could have pitted and lost a few positions then and then recovered it because everybody was so close together, but now it's going to be much harder to do that.
We got Jose going for P1 on Chargers into the first corner, still side by side. Chargers sticking in there for 2 and 3. Oh, very close. That could be so close, nearly contact. And this gives Chargers the DRS, but he's going to stick in and stick behind the Alpine for a little bit. You don't want to battle too hard too soon. We know these two are going to the end, so let's see them go to the end.
Silent was trying to make a move there on You Having a Giggle. He's not waiting around. He's going for the move once again as they're coming into turn 8. And nope, for now, You Having a Giggle is holding it. F1 Racer thinks he can join the party now as well. This is just crazy. There's overtaking moves all over the place, and these trains, as DRS zones, they're all really allowing this to happen. This is a beautiful race in this golden class here tonight.
Silence looking pretty eager. Maybe he might try it. No, he was looking around the outside and might go again. Nah, you gotta be patient here. You don't want wing damage. That's the only thing you don't want if you're silent. You could probably set up a move for the front straight away and get past the Red Bull. Giggle's having a nice race here. Got Any Weep still stays out on those tires.
Latope is looking uncharted into turn 1 under the braking. He is going down the inside, but Chargers going to hold it comfortably. And for now, it's still P2 for Chargers. But now Latope has DRS. Chargers does not. Chargers has no DRS. And here comes Latope down the inside into turn 4. And he's going to make that one stick for now. Chargers is going to hold that outside, as we've seen drivers make it work here tonight going into the S's. be the case. Latope up into P2.
Yeah, it just seems Chargers doesn't have quite the pace at this stage of the race, at least compared to those medium runners, because Latope still fresh on those six lap old mediums. Silent on Giggle. Oh, we got a... Where'd Giggle go? Oh, he went for a spin. Oh man, I was just saying how he had a good race going. Yeah, man. And now he's down to 11. Oh, I feel bad. That was another commentator's curse. There might have been some contact, or maybe just on the traction out of that corner. Everyone's very eager to get onto the traction to get a nice top speed. And I did not see what had happened there.
Silent is trying to line up Garani Weeb here, but they both have DRS on the straight, so not easy to make anything happen. But he's going to try and go around the outside into turn 1. He's on the hard tire. Garani Weeb still sticking it out on those mediums. I think he's just hoping for a safety car there. Oh, that was really close. I think Silent might have touched the back end of Garani Weeb. And down into turn 4, this has been a really popular place to overtake tonight, and that's Silent up into P5.
And we got Captain and Bats side by side in the S section. They were going pretty... Oh! A little half spin. That's going to give Fire up the inside for the hairpin. These three were batting a little bit on the front straightaway, almost 3 wide at some point. But we were trying to keep tabs on Silent. Oh, man. These drivers are going aggressive here. I don't know if Captain got into the back of Fire Up or got any damage, but... definitely was a close one.
Silent is up into P5 already. Back of Chargers. He's going to have DRS available to him on this coming up straight. But yeah, I mean, he's done a great job after that safety car restart, after he pitted for those hard tires. He's making them work really well, and he's got the pace to compete with the mediums, with the softs, with everyone.
And crucially, it's got 2 cars in between himself and Bats Plus. So that's good for the championship standards. And it looks like he might even put 3 cars in between, as Chargers might lose another position. He lost one to Bam Bam, who was on the soft tires. So we got a spinner. That's a Fire Up Flow off for turn 4. His wing is clean. Or is it? I don't know, I can't see that. We got the chopper view. I don't know if there's a wing on that thing or not. Anywho. Silent close
just
to
about
Chargers
halfway
again.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Silent, as I was just gonna say, Silent is really looking at Chargers in front of it. Oh, we have a safety car. What just happened? El Capitan is out.
Oh, let's see it.
El Capitan,
oh, you can see him on the right.
Yeah, he spun at the same place that I did last night on the last lap out of turn 8. Spun it, went into the wall, Fire Up Flow, speeding up the safety car drive-through penalty.
Oh, man. Well, the good news is he was already in the back. if you think that's good news. We see a few drivers pitting. So that's pretty much everybody getting some fresh rubber. And that's not good news if you're Jose or Chargers. Their strategy was to go long on the hards. Everyone else behind them, they're going to be on some fresh new either mediums, maybe some softs, as we see Bats Plus put on, Silent put on. They're just going to be a lot quicker, and it's gonna change now. It's not advantage Jose and Chargers. It's maybe Silent, Bats Plus is back into it, Latope potentially. So that's a big change as far as how the results might be in this race. We saw Fire Up. He called it a night. I don't blame you. It was not going to happen, I guess. With the drive-through, it's one of the toughest penalties we have on the game. You go maybe, you know, 0.001 over the delta, or you don't get under it in quite enough time. They hit you with a drive-through penalty. And the thing is, you can't serve that until it goes back green. So it just puts you at such a disadvantage for such a minute thing. Especially when there's no safety, really, in the F1 games. It's not like if we run somebody over in the game, they'll be fine. I think that penalty is more for real life. You don't want drivers speeding under yellow flags when there's an incident in front, so that's something I'm not a huge fan of.
Yeah, I could definitely agree on that. I mean, some of the penalties are too realistic, I guess, and just not relevant to online racing. I think, you know, Codemasters and EA and everybody who's making this game, they're still sort of interested in a different crowd of people to be playing this game. They're thinking that, you know, we're in it for the career mode and the Grand Prix modes and everything else like that, but really I would say the majority of people now in F1 play it online in competitive leagues, so there's definitely a few adjustments they could make to make it a little bit better. Netcode being number one, top of the list, and you know, there's definitely a few more like penalties, like pitting. Pit release is completely a disaster, especially on F1 2021. But yeah, Jose decided to pit there, so he puts on soft tires. Captain Blade and Chargers also came into the pits under this safety car lap, and yeah, they're now going to be. Just Jose is now 8th, so he's going to have a little bit of work to do to catch up to Silent and Bam Bam out in front. But I think Silent is liking his position and where he is right now.
Absolutely. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank everyone tuning in here on your Wednesday evening to watch the Golden Class for TCR, either on the YouTube or the Twitch. We really do appreciate it. Keep the likes and the comments. I haven't seen any tonight, but keep some comments rolling in and some questions if you have any. We do appreciate that. And if you aren't subscribed or followed at the time being, hopefully you enjoy something from tonight, and maybe we can change that. We also have our website down below in the description. You can go and get some information on our league and fill out an application and join the Discord, and you can even get yourself on the grid for the remainder of Season 12. We got 5 more rounds after this. And we also have the Fanatec affiliation link for TCR, which will help support the league so we can continue providing races for everyone. That is also in the description. If anyone needs some Fanatec products for the holiday season, you might want to order soon because it might not get to you right away, especially with all the delays in products. I'm sure everyone has those issues. But that is your commercial break, and I think we'll do one more lap under the safety car, and then we'll go back green for about 10, maybe 9 laps at that point. And it's going to have Bam Bam in the lead of the race on the medium tire. He's going to have a good opportunity to get a good result here. Everyone is good to go to the end. It's just what tire you prefer to be on. Silent is the upper hand. He's got the upper hand now. He's on the soft tire. He gained all that track position back from that earlier, I guess, mishap in the strategy with the safety car coming out. Him and Bats Plus missed the pit entry just because of how the safety car came out. Latope is up in 3rd. He did pit. He probably served 1 of the 5 seconds, so maybe he could get the other removed, and then he'd be back in it. Because definitely he didn't deserve any of those 5 seconds from what I've seen. So if he can submit it, that might be good for him. He's on the medium, and then got any on the hard tire. I don't know why he decided to put the hard on. Maybe he didn't have any fresh rubber to choose from. But everyone else behind him's on the soft for the most part, so it's going to be a downhill for the Soul Ferrari. And then we got Bats Plus in 5th, a few positions behind Silent if he wants to keep the championship close. Coming into the break week, the All-Star break. Giggle in 6th, he was able to recover to my commentator's curse with that spin. F1 Racer in 7th, Jose down to 8th, and Chargers. This safety car did not help them. Captain Blade, Dreamsy, and Jones were all able to catch back up for the most part. Jones is still chugging along here. Hopefully he gets to the back of the pack. And yeah, Bam Bam's got the call, and it's his opportunity to go when he decides to.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting restart with 10 laps to go. It's going to be 9 laps to go when we cross the line here in the second. I think Bam Bam is going for it now. Yeah, he's going to go for it. He did not catch anybody sleeping except for maybe Lato, but Silent is going to be right on him here as we go green over the line, and Silent's not going to be waiting around. He's going to go down the inside into turn 1, and he's going to try and overtake for the lead here, and he does.
Crucial move in the race win there. He's on the soft tire. He should have this one under control if he can continue to use the gap to his advantage. He can pull a gap, and then he should be good to go.
Bats Plus up into P4 already as well, overtaking God Any Weave, and he is now right on the back of Lato. So he wants to recover as many positions as possible. If he finishes second here tonight, that is not a bad finish for him. That's going to keep a good gap between himself and Silent in the championship.
The F1 Racer went for a little half spin. It's going to give Jones the go-ahead for 11th, right outside the points. Jose on Giggle. Very close there. Giggle almost shut the door. Almost contact, but they were able to avoid that. And I gotta say, there's been some really nice racing here at Bahrain from the Golden Class, as always, almost every week. They're very respectful for the most part. Obviously, you're going to have your incidents, but we had a very clean lap 1. If you remember, it was no incidents, hardly no one touched. And we were able to go 3 wide through a few sections, through the S section, turn 10, the DRS zones. So very nice. As Jose on Giggle. Giggle on Got Any? Nope. It's going to be the Alpine in turn 1. He's going to go for the move, and it should stick. He's going to keep it in there. And that gives Captain Blade an opportunity. He's right onto the back gearbox. But the soft tires of Jose should prevail. Yes, it does. So he's up to 6th. Captain, ooh, whoa. Oh, he's getting, whoa. I don't know, he had some contact. I don't know if you... Whoa, he's losing left and right. Yeah. He had contact for sure.
He had contact there, I think, with Chargers, and he's also lost a piece of his front wing, so that's going to hurt him, and back to the back of the grid he goes. In front of them, though, just Jose and Got Any Weave are really, really battling it out here. Bats Plus is right on the back of Bam Bam in 3rd place already, so yeah, he just needs that one more position to catch up to Silent. Silent is quite far away, about 3.5 seconds ahead. But if he finishes second here tonight, that's going to be damage control for his championship
contact!
lead.
Contact with the... Oh, good. Jose was able to hold on to it. Man, Got Any Weave hit the back right of Jose's car almost. And it really did get him spinning, but man, Jose, he did some rear lock on that, and he's going to get an opportunity to get Got Any right back on the front straight as Bats is overtaking Bam for second. Oh, where's Charger's making it 3 wide. I didn't even see him. Charger is back in this thing.
Yeah, this is crazy right now. Through turns 1, 2, and 3, we had about 4 or 5 cars trying to get through there. Just Jose is trying to re-overtake on Chargers. He does. He moves himself back up into P5, but I'm sure that's going to change here in a few moments because these guys are absolutely flying right now on the restart, on fresh tires. Oh, somebody's off.
Oh,
it's Bam Bam.
Ah, man. Man, he had such a nice race going for him. He was up to P3, almost a podium, and man, right outside the points. That's tough luck there from the Mercedes driver.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy on track right now. There are positions changing all over the place. Here comes Dreamsy on Got Any Weeb, and he makes that one work, but there's also F1 Racer trying to get up the inside of Got Any Weeb as we're coming through turn 13. A little bit of a touch on the back of the end of the car, and F1 Racer is going to have to settle for P10 for now. But wow, this was crazy. Jones is going for an overtake on You Having the Giggle into the last corner on the track, and that's him up into P6.
Yeah, he's making some real moves here at the end of the race with that spin he had on the safety car. His Chargers and Jose side by side, and Chargers gets P4. Jones is only a second off this battle currently, so that'd be a nice top 5. Still have plenty laps left in this thing to determine the race outcome. Silent 3.5 seconds over Bats Plus. You think that gap can remain? They're on equal tires, equal pace for the most part.
I'm not really sure. I mean, this could be a very interesting ending, but for now it looks like Silent is keeping that gap and even pulling out a little bit of time on Bats Plus. I think Bats Plus lost a little bit of its tires because he had to overtake a few cars after the restart. Silent just had pretty much an open road. Jones is now catching up on Just Jose as well. So he might be getting that top 5 pretty quickly here. Just Jose starting to lose time on Chargers in front. And yeah, this is coming down to the wire now.
Dreamsy on Giggle, the Red Bulls. Giggle comes back. Dreamsy gets it for turn 2. And let's see who gets the DRS. It's going to be Giggle, but he has a little bit of a wiggle off the traction zone there. Haven't seen much from Dreamsy this race. So we had that disconnect earlier in the race, but he's back to P7. So that's pretty nice. Some nice moves. He's just there. Oh, we got Jones and Jose side by side in a hairpin. Jones has some pace. I think he had all race. He just had that issue that put him back into the pack, but now he has an opportunity to potentially get 4th. Just keeps chugging along. Jose still's got that DRS though on Chargers, just barely. I think he might not get it for the front straight, which is going to give an advantage to Jones.
Yeah, Jones goes a little bit wide on the exit there of turn 13, but he is right up and close to Just Jose. And with the DRS on the straight now, I don't think Just Jose is going to have the DRS on Chargers anymore. I think this is going to be when Jones goes for that position. A little too far back on this one.
You got to go for it. Go for it. Yeah, Jones, oh, he puts it. But man, Jose was just better on the brakes. He was like, yeah, I see you coming, but I'm just going to brake a little bit later. And Jones gives another opportunity to turn 4. He's going to use some battery. Inside he goes. There we go. Turn 4. He drives it in there deep, and he takes it. Nice move there from Jones. Defends it into the S section. And now he's up to a nice top 5. Only a second off of Chargers. And he can now he's in DRS, so this is going to help him for the next straightaway.
Yeah, Jones here could get top 4 or technically a top 3 at the finish because of Lataupe's penalty. But Lataupe is now almost 5 seconds clear of Chargers, so he might be able to keep the P3 here tonight, even with that penalty to his name. He's now 5 seconds clear.
Yeah, and regardless, I think he'd have a great opportunity to submit that and get that removed, because I think it was just Captain Blade who hit into Lataupe, and the game doesn't really determine the fault. It just pretty much says you both had contact and you both get penalties. So hopefully he's got all that footage situated right after the race. He can submit that, because he's been doing great for P3. And he's been having a great year in the top 5 of the championship. Jones now on Chargers, turn 4. Yeah, he's going to go for it, but charge. Oh, a little bit of a spin. Oh, that's a big spin. Oh, and it collects 4 people. Oh, no. Jose's out. Dreamsy's out.
Yeah, that was a crazy
one.
one.
We got a safety car to end it, Blinn.
And you having the giggle actually got collected in that incident as well. I'm pretty sure he's got a little bit of front wing damage. So that was a crazy one. And Jones managing to recover to P5 after all of that was said and done. He does have a tiny little bit of damage on his front wing, but because the safety car is coming out this late, I think it's only going to be out for maybe a lap and a half, so we're going to get restarted at the end of the second lap that it's going to be out. So we're really only going to be doing 1 lap of racing to finish this off. This is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, I've never really seen a safety car this late in the game. I mean, this is very close to the end of the race. We'll definitely have at least 1 lap. You might have 2. But yeah, Jones went for the same move on Chargers, but Chargers was more ahead than what Jose was. As Bats
Plus is in the pits.
Oh wow, that
so
might be
Jones.
That's the wrong call, I believe. Jones, I understand, he's got some damage. Bats Plus, he didn't have damage. He's getting soft tires for potentially 1 or 2 laps, depending when the safety car comes out. And he's down to 6th. I don't like that call. I don't like it at all, and he's going to lose some more points. I don't see him coming back, at least back up to 2nd, is what you would need to do to say, hey, this was successful. But I guess he thinks he can win from 6th to 1st, which, I mean, he'll be quick. He's the first guy on softs. But is he Lightning McQueen quick? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I would not have pitted at that point. I probably would have stayed out, but maybe that's the reason I'm in silver class and these guys are in golden. We'll have to wait and see.
And maybe that's why I'm not racing.
Yeah, but I mean, Bats Plus down to 6th, even with those brand new tires. He's got a lot of work to do. And because of how late the safety car came out, he's only going to have like a lap and a half. So
yeah, this reminds me
exactly
of,
sure.
I think a season or 2 ago, remember Sequit did something very similar? He was, I think, season 10, I remember he was closing in on me. And I think he did a pit stop late, but I don't know, this late, in this circumstance, this is going to be interesting. And I cannot believe Jose, he's going to be fuming at the moment, because another race where it was good for good points, a nice top 5 or thereabouts, and boom, the next second you look, and he's out of the race. I cannot believe, I feel so bad for Jose and his luck. But Silent, he might do the Verstappen crawl. Nope. He's going to go now. He gets everybody sleeping. Chargers and Latope. They got the knapsack out.
Oh, here comes Chargers down the inside. Captain Blade gets a 5-second penalty for speeding down into the pit lane. He decided to pit at the end of that lap, but the safety car came in, and we're back to racing, and Latope keeps P2 from Chargers.
You gotta watch Bats. Oh, almost into the back of Giggle. It's a 1.5 second gap from Silent to Latope. Got a lap and a half left. Jones is retired. We're down to 8 here for Bahrain. Bats, he's going to need a move on it. He's going to get some good traction out of the hairpin. Almost. Oh, you did have some contact into turn 10. Bats around the outside, putting a lot of trust into Giggle. And Giggle push you right off the track, and that's why pitting was not the correct option. Giggle wants this P4 F1 racer down the inside. Giggle is now going to get overtaken by Bats, but man, that held Bats up plenty.
there's not much time here to make anything else happen for Bats, so he is probably going to lose out on quite a few points, and he was in a position to keep his gap in front to quite a big number, but in P4 now, so he's going to get, 12 points to his name. That's not really going to be enough to keep that gap. He could have had more.
Yeah, I mean, he might get the fastest lap at the end of this thing, but for him to say he has to at least come back to second, which he has an opportunity to do. He's right on the back of Chargers. He might get him here. Chargers going to put up a fight, I would believe. Does not defend it, bats down the inside, same contact with the other Williams. That's what started the safety car, but no contact this time round. Yeah, Chargers are going to hold up bats through this section here. Maybe through the hairpin, you might look for a dive. No, nothing looking.
This is the last lap now. This is it. If anybody wants to make his move, they're going to have to do it now, but I don't think Bats Plus is going to have enough here. It's going to be nice and close, though. Oh, he almost smashes into the back of Chargers coming into turn 11. He's going to have one more chance as they're going to be coming out of turn 12 here on that big straight. Oh, another touch on the back end of Chargers. He is that close, and Chargers just braked a little bit earlier than he was expecting there. Bats Plus weaving all about. Silent is about to come across the line here, but this is a great battle here for P3 right at the end. Bats Plus is going to line up beside him. Is he going to be able to get into the line? They're going to be super close. No! Chargers gets P2.
Oh, wow. What a finish. Chargers held on to it. They both finished on the podium because of Latope's penalty, but I believe that would get removed. Silent is the first driver to go back-to-back in Season 12 here in the Golden Class, and he has cut down the gap in the championship with Bats Plus. I believe, I don't know who had the fastest lap, it might have been Bats Plus. You see All-American on the podium for now, but Latope would make it a Canadian. Man, what a finish down to the end. It was the wrong call in the end. But it was exciting and good stuff from watching it for you and me.
Oh yeah, that was a very exciting finish there. I'm sure all of the viewers have enjoyed that one as well. Silent gets another win and makes it the first one this season in Golden Class to win 2 in a row. Congratulations to him. But wow, what a battle that was between Bats Plus and Chargers right down to the line. And what were they separated by? 14 thousandths of a second. Jeesh.
So now here's the question: who do we invite for the top 3? Because me and Bats did this commentary a few times ago, and we did our own scoring, and we actually kind of went off as far as what the game did. So do we invite Bats Plus, or do we assume Latope, or do we invite all 4 of them?
I guess we'll invite all 4 of them, and
yeah, because I don't want to lose out on Latope. You know, I want to hear from Latope. He had a great race. Maybe we let's hear from all 4. Let's do that.
Okay, all 4 are invited, so they should be joining probably in the next minute or so. But oh my goodness, I mean, well, first of all, none of us got any of the finishing positions right, except for you calling Silent, being the winner. But other than that, we absolutely got everything wrong here tonight, and I think that's probably for the best. Whenever we get things wrong at the start, it means it was a good, unexpected race in all throughout of it. So yeah, it was a really good one today. The amount of battles that we saw, the amount of overtakes and incidents, and it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it was clean. I mean, for the contact that did happen, it was minor. But the thing is, the one that with Jones and Chargers, that was minor contact in the turn 4. But because we run ghosting off, you know, everyone else behind just kind of got collected. That's who, you know, Giggle, I believe, got collected. Jose got no, I think it was Dreamsy and Jose. It was one of the Red Bulls, I believe, got collected. And some others as well had some wing damage. but normally, if you had the ghosting on, maybe that wouldn't have happened. Yeah, that's probably why a few people got caught up. But it was very minor contact. It wasn't big, major, incidents. It was very nice, and we got that safety car that came right in at the end. We had 2 laps of great racing, and Silent, again, he was able to put it on pole, go from the back of the pack, pretty much last the first challenge, and get right back up there and have a nice win again. So that was nice to see. So we'll be starting the post-race interviews for YouTube and Twitch. If you do need to head out, remember to tune in tomorrow for the Platinum class and their Bahrain Grand Prix. You'll hear from Blinn Machine in the commentary booth, I believe, with Fire Up Flow. So that's tomorrow night, same place, same time. And then next week, we don't have races on Tuesday, Wednesday, but we do have the All-Star race next Thursday at Portimao. And we'll start with the post-race interviews. I guess we'll start with... We invited all 4 because we don't know how the penalty is, so I thought we'd get an opportunity to talk to all 4 of you. So I don't want to cut someone short of a podium interview, and in the end someone's going to get an extra interview because one of you are not going to be on the podium. But we'll start with Bats Plus. What car are you in anyway? You're in the Mercedes?
The Williams.
The Williams. Oh man, I got a bad memory. All right. So you decided it was been an up and down race with the safety car kind of screwed you and Silent. You went back into the with the pit lane, and you had to pit the following lap, and it lost a lot of track position. But you were able to get it all the way back because it was Silent and Bats again for first and second. Then another safety car came out, and you decided to pit. So what do you think about the pit strategy and generally over your race today?
Well, it was definitely the most fun race that I've had in the league so far. My entire race was ridiculous, and on the last safety car, I was gonna do whatever Silent didn't do, and he stayed out, so I went in. I knew Jones had to pit because he had damage, and figured there was a decent chance that 1 or 2 of the other guys had damage and had to pit, and then maybe a couple of others would. 1 or 2 others would pit for softs because they weren't going to lose any track position. And it turned out that literally no one pitted, which, didn't make any sense, but it was the risk that I decided to take. I figured I can get up to at least P4 or P3 just by overtaking people. So that's basically what happened.
Interesting. Do you regret you pitting in the final stage, or do you think it was the right call?
No, I think it was fine. Because the tire deltas are really far apart on new tires, and we had a few laps on the softs already, so they lose like over a second. So yeah, I would probably do it again. It just didn't work out.
Gotcha. All right. Well,
I might still get P2 anyway, so or P1 from what I hear in the chat. So.
Oh, all right. Well,
it might not even matter.
Well, you would have finished. You finished P4 on the track. Latope had that 5 seconds, so we weren't sure if he was going to submit that, possibly get it removed.
Yeah, I don't know what.
And if he did, that would put you off unless other people get a penalty. So we'll see where you stand. But nonetheless,
either way, it was a really fun race.
Chargers just had you at the end there as well. How was that going to the line?
Yeah, I almost got him.
I think it was .014, very close.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy for the last corner exit. But I got out of it really well. I hit the curb a little bit too much, or else I think I could have gotten him. But that's really hard to do anyway, so I'm not worried about it.
Well, congrats on wherever you finish in the end of it. The unofficial results score you P3. Blinn, do you have any questions for Bats?
Yeah, just wanted to say congratulations, and yeah, it's a tight championship right now, so how are you feeling about it for the rest of the tracks that we've got left in the season?
It's going to be pretty close, like it's anyone's guess. So you know, I'd say it's probably 50-50.
Awesome. All right. Well, good luck for the rest of the season.
Yep, thanks.
All right, so we'll move to I guess we'll move to let's go to Chargers next. Chargers, what car are you in? The Mercedes?
Yeah, Mercedes.
Okay, I really should know this, but it is what it is. So yeah, it was kind of an up and down race for you. You kind of succeeded from the first safety car. You and Jose were leading, put the hards on, you were thinking of going to the end, then another safety car came out, and then that put you two back into the pack, and then the other one got you back into the front. And then it was very close there with Bats. You just was able to squeak him through for P2 on, or P3 on track, but P2 in the end of it. So talk us through your race and that up and down battle, and also that contact with Jones. What do you think about that? That triggered the last safety car. Do you think you gave him enough room, or do you think it was a racing incident, one of those things?
First with the contact with Jones, I just look back at it. It's like really close. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell from my angle if he got enough space or not, but it kind of looks like he might have got squeezed a little much. But I'm have to see his view on it. But yeah, that was pretty unfortunate. It definitely didn't deserve P2. The pace was terrible. I was probably like 8th to 10th fastest here. I don't know what was going on at this track. I just felt like I had zero pace at all. Yeah, the first safety car came out like at a perfect time. Kind of put me like in position at the time to be like first, essentially. But yeah, I couldn't hold it because Jose was a lot faster than me here. Then yeah, he passed me, and then got past a couple other cars, and the second safety car came out, and then I was right behind my teammate, so it was either gonna double stack or stay out. So I just figured I'll stay out, and maybe a couple other people will stay out, and then everyone else did. So I had to just get the next lap and drop to the back, basically. And then yeah, I was kind of looking for probably a P3 until I contacted Jones, and then the safety car came out again, and then just kind of stayed out. So I figured if I hit it, it would just take me a lap or two and be able to make any distance out. Yeah, that was a pretty good battle after the end. It was like a photo finish, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know what'll end up being, but I definitely deserved it too.
Awesome, yeah, it was very close to the end. Even I saw you turn the steering wheel a little right, kind of squeeze them out, you know, on the straightaway. I love that, but I think there was no contact between it, so it was all fair and square. So that was really nice. If that was for the win, that would be really cool. I don't know what the closest win gap is in TCR. That one we might have to go to the stat book. But nonetheless, a good race. Blinn, do you have any questions for Chargers?
Yeah, I mean, Chargers, you've been doing pretty consistently this season in terms of podium finishes, but that win keeps on evading you. We've got 5 more races to go in the season. You think you can possibly get a win on the board?
I mean, probably the only way I would is if fast and silent, have something go wrong during their race, but then at this point I'm probably not going to beat them on pace. But I mean, anything can happen. With how crazy these races have been, anything can happen, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Good luck and congratulations on a good race here tonight.
Alright, so we'll move on to the person who finished P2 on track in the Haas, if I got that right, in Le Taupe. Good pace today again. You're showing that you do have the pace in the golden class. You're top 5 still in the championship, so you'd be going to the All-Star race next week. With the penalties, do you have the footage to maybe submit it, or did you serve it? Did you get multiple penalties?
When I was under the safety car, I don't know why Captain Blade came alongside me, but I just tried to warm my tire up, and just the cars collide between. So it gave me 5 seconds, but I have my footage to submit to get my 5-second removes.
Awesome. So you did get multiple penalties?
The first time it was also with Captain Blade. I don't know why he tried to overtake me at the pit entry under the yellow flag. So I don't know what he was trying to do. So that disturbed me quite a bit. So I didn't check my speed at that time, and I think I entered the pit entry at 85 kilometer per hour. I don't work in miles per hour. I don't know how much it makes. So
I don't work in kilometers.
Sorry, I'm Canadian. So
yeah, no. Blid would know. He's Canadian. Hey.
It's
Yeah.
80 kilometers and 50 miles per hour, I think.
Well, I was over speed, so the game gave me 5 seconds, and I take that 5 seconds when I pinned the second time. So that wasn't me. It's okay. But the other 5 seconds I submitted to get removed. So I hope I will get my P2, my third podium of the season. So I will be happy about it. But I did not expect to get a podium today.
Yeah, well, you had
Really
some good
not.
pace. You really did, and I was rooting for you. So,
It was hard. It was hard at the beginning, but yeah. At the end, it was I think I made a good choice by getting the mediums at the first safety car. It helped me at the end of the race to get a good pace.
And then also, there was a lot of good battles out there in track. Did you have any nice ones between any drivers, or maybe bad ones? For the most part, it was quite clean
No,
out there.
all the battles I had were clean. So I don't remember with which drivers, but they were clean, and I really enjoyed it. I might submit it in the highlights.
Awesome, yeah, we'd love to
on
see
the
it.
highlight channel for this. Yeah.
And Blin, did you have anything for Le Top?
Yeah, I mean, what do you think the likelihood of that penalty getting removed for you today is?
Somebody you said?
How likely do you think it will be that your penalty will get removed?
I think it will be. It will not be complicated to get it removed.
So like 99%?
Oh, he wants a number.
Oh, sorry.
He wants a specific. 99.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
Oh, great job. I was just kind of joking around there, but great job today. Great drive. You really definitely had the pace. So yeah, it's going to be nice to see that penalty get removed and a Canadian on the podium.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, good stuff. So we'll move on to the McLaren of Silent. First driver to go back-to-back wins in the Golden class. So congratulations on that. You also had the pole position. I don't know who had the fastest lap. It might have been Bats at the end. So I don't think it was a Grand Slam, but unless you guys know wrong. But otherwise, you were in a similar position to Bats with the strategy, with the safety car put you back into the pack, and you theoretically did last the first challenge for the most part. I don't know if you were exactly last, but you were pretty much down the pack and down the order.
Yeah, I was like
able to
second
get
to
back
last.
in. Yeah, you were able to get back in, and you decided to stay out, which I agree with at the end, keeping track position. And yeah, just a nice race. Talk us through the ups and downs, and ultimately your performance today.
Oof. I don't know. Tonight was such a fragile race in almost every way. It's like, can I get some decent laps, a decent string of laps here? No. So yeah, I think this is probably my first pole here. I'm not sure. It probably is. But yeah, overall, I wasn't too comfortable in the car tonight. I didn't like how it felt, how I was driving. But yeah, besides that, it was just about keeping myself within in a good position on track, but also making sure that the majority of the race was still in good hands, I guess. So, I mean, yeah, both Bats and I got screwed over at the safety car, at the first safety car, but what was I gonna do? Not pit? It's like looking at the gas prices right now and saying, yeah, I'm not gonna fill up. So that's basically the only way I could look at it in the race. It's like, you know what, we're both getting screwed here, and if we pit, we're gonna get even more screwed. So what am I gonna do? Just not pit? So yeah, I just kind of got forced into it, and that's yeah.
Interesting. What do you think about you got the momentum now? We come to the All-Star break. What are you thinking about that race, and then just the remainder of the season, and you're gaining on Bats a little at a time. 5 races left. What do we got for Silent in the remaining of season 12?
Well, like my friend from PC used to say, give it hell. So that's exactly what I'm doing. Either way, like I said, if I lose, I lose. I don't really care, because 3 races I wasn't here in the beginning. Everybody knows that one, and like I said, I missed Hungary out of my control. So, lose you lose. If you win, it's like, I have both ends of the spectrum on my plate, so it's like if I win, I feel like I did a lot, and then if I lose, like, you know what, it's okay because you had certain things in your way, so it is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. But yeah, like I said, I'm giving it hell.
Awesome. And the last question for me, kind of piggybacking off of last week. What was your pre-race meal for this race here today?
Oh, so today, let's see. It was like some white rice and no ramen today. I think if it was ramen, I think we would have had a spotless race. But no, just a 6-piece nugget from McDonald's and like some like chicken. What's it called? It's like some chicken stew type thing and rice. That's it. Yeah.
Well, I know if I had McDonald's before my race, I'd probably be sleeping in lap 15. Keeping my power nap going.
Right.
But congrats on the win. And Blinn, do you have any final questions for our race winner?
Well, I mean, you covered so much there.
Sorry,
even,
I kind of stole everything
food,
from you.
Yeah. But it's nice to hear that there's another ramen lover in the house.
Hey.
I think, yeah, I absolutely love it. My wife does as well, so we definitely have it sometimes. But congrats again on another win. First one this season to do 2 in a row in Golden Class. So you've got that on the books now, and yeah, just good luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you. Let's hope it doesn't get taken away from me out of spite, I guess. I'll be really upset about that.
Oh,
It's another obstacle in the way if it goes.
Well, you could join the club.
I feel like I missed something. Something I didn't get something, but nonetheless.
I had a win taken away because of a penalty.
Oh, what happened to
I-
you, Silent? What'd you do wrong today?
So okay.
Oh, here we go. Now we're getting into it.
See, that's why I was like, it wasn't the spotless race. If I had ramen, it would have been spotless. We wouldn't be talking right now.
Oh, I missed it. What happened? What'd you do?
So when I
Does
was
that mean
trying to make my
Latop's gonna win it?
imagine.
Maybe.
Latop,
Yeah.
baby Latop, I'm rooting for you.
Oh, first victory because of this, yeah.
Blinn better be rooting for me, Team Ramen over here. So, but yeah, I was making my way through the pack on the hard tire, and I was behind, I think, a Ferrari of Weeb, Gani, whatever, I don't know what you call him, but it was one of the Ferraris and a Red Bull, and the Red Bull of Dreamsy had like I guess a half spin out of the traction zone on the second DRS straight on the back, and he was like a bit out of position, so we're approaching the braking zone, and the Ferrari has basically made its way past the Red Bull, but Dreamsy is basically still on the he's on the inside. He hasn't rejoined the racing line yet, but when he does, it's like right in the braking zone. So it catches me off guard and I ended up tapping him a bit. And he's obviously rightfully frustrated about that. I have no, obviously he has right to be frustrated about his race, but it's frustrating on my end if I end up losing a win out of a mistake like that. But either way, I have my race recorded, so I have no issues.
Do you think you would maybe potentially get a penalty? Do you think you were at fault?
I don't think it's deserving of a penalty per se, only because of the fact that it's just rejoining so late into the braking zone. It could catch any driver out. So, like obviously, if you're battling with 2 people in front of you, you're gonna brake a little bit earlier. But if somebody is not in your direct line, he wasn't in front of me directly until he moved into me. Basically, he moved into the line, and he rejoined super late. So, had he rejoined any later, we would have been taken out, basically. That's how close the cars were.
Well, I recommend you maybe give him a PM and say, I'm a nice ramen lover. Maybe you are too. We could settle this over a nice lunch, and maybe he won't submit you.
Yeah, maybe he likes beef ramen instead of chicken. And
there you go. You can have a debate. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, nonetheless, that was some good racing. Blinn, any final words before we head out and have our sights on Platinum for tomorrow?
Yeah, it's been a really great race here tonight. Ready to, go on for a little bit of a break. Obviously, I'll be back tomorrow for Platinum class with Fire Up Flow to commentate on that one. But yeah, today was an amazing race. So much battling, so much overtaking. I'm super excited to see these guys finish off the season.
Yeah, Bahrain definitely does not disappoint, and I can't wait for tomorrow. Who's going to put the pressure on Assassin, or can anyone put the pressure on Assassin? That's tomorrow, same place, same time. Other than that, remember, we got the All-Star race next Thursday. It's going to be the same time as a Platinum race next Thursday for the All-Star race at Portimao. You don't want to miss that. That's going to be action-packed. And apart from that, it's been a great Bahrain race. Thank you, Blinn, for commentating. Great as always. And thank you all for the viewers watching. And yeah, don't go anywhere for tomorrow. Make sure you guys tune in for Platinum. And other than that, that's Blinn, that's Seafreeze. And yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow. Until then, good night, everybody.